Dear friends, we are going in depth about the art of writing. People in general have a feeling that there is going to be a natural death to reading habits. People don't read books. People don't read magazines, newspapers. What exactly is the reason for this kind of a feeling or for this phenomenon? I personally feel that people don't read because reading very often is becoming a very boring, monotonous experience. It requires intellectual exertion. Very often it is presented before them as brainy pieces. So how can we make people who are not interested in reading voracious readers? That is the focus of my explanations. If I write consciously, aiming at a person who is not with a habit of reading, but somehow you want to get the person to reading, then there has to be a thinking before writing. I should answer the question, how can I make a person who is not at all keen on reading anything to get attracted to what you write? I'm presenting before you another style to attract the people who do not have reading habits, to go for narrative journalism, narrative writing. The narrative writing is like a short story. It's like a novel. Everybody is in general interested in reading short stories because short stories are entertaining. Short stories are interesting because it arouses curiosity. It just creates suspense. Suspense is sustained and the readers are fully engaged, fully immersed in the story, and the climax is revealed only at the end. In the fourth format, a reader will have to read from the starting point to the finishing point, the last segment, to understand what the story is about. Because there is a story narrated from the beginning till the end. And therefore, it has a storyline, as in a short story or in a novel. And therefore, it is crafted like a playwright. It is written like a novelist. It is written like a short story writer. But there is a difference between the way a novelist or a short story writer or the playwright crafts the pieces of information in journalism. In writing a novel, the novelist need not present facts. Whatever is presented before the readers as a story in the novel or in the short story could be a product of one's own imagination. There could be exaggeration. An incident could be blown up. But in the case of journalism, narrative journalism, though the story or the information is crafted like a story, it deals only with the facts. No imagination, no exaggeration, no manipulation, no suppression of information. But it is very interesting for people to read. I would like to explain to you with an example. Rajalakshmi was a known writer in Malayalam. She was a lecturer in physics at NSS College. She had received Sahitya Academy Award. She wrote 2 popular novels, 2 poems, collection of poems, and 12 short stories. But though she was at the crest of the wave, though she had recognition for her writings, she was not happy. She committed suicide at the age of 34. She committed suicide on January 18, 1965. When a biography came out focusing on the life of Rajalakshmi, how can the story be crafted to arouse the curiosity of the readers? It was crafted with a very captivating headline. The why remains after 55 years. She committed suicide in 1965 at the age of 34, and even after 55 years, nobody knows what exactly was the reason for her to do so. The focus is on her mysterious death. With this headline, it is not a teller headline. This is a teaser headline because the headline arouses curiosity. It is not enough to attract the reader to the headline. I need to take the reader to the strapline. Strapline will carry an explanation in a sentence about the biography and the mysterious death of Rajalakshmi 55 years ago. The story has to be read from the opening paragraph to the last paragraph for the reader to understand the focus, the content of this feature on this biography. Like the inverted pyramid, the reader cannot stop with the intro. As in the case of focus journalism, the reader cannot stop after the opening segment in the focus lead and also the transitional paragraph, the nut graph about the general phenomenon. Some readers may not continue because the rest of the story may carry pieces of information on the angle, purely catering to the brain. Though the first part of the focus story aims at the heart, the second part of the story aims at the brain. And therefore, the reader may not stick on till the end of the story. But in the case of narrative journalism, the reader will continue reading because curiosity is aroused, suspense is created, I would like to know more about Rajyalakshmi. Is this book going to answer the question on the reason why she committed suicide? And the story goes with an explanation about what happened to those writers in literature. For example, Sylvia Plath or Virginia Woolf. These two women writers, creative writers, committed suicide. Is there any connection between, is there any link between mental illness and creativity? Does a person with extensive creativity will also suffer from depression? There is always a discussion about Sylvia Plath effect. What is Sylvia Plath effect? It was something that was explained, this concept was introduced by psychologist James Kaufman. And what is the concept? Those with extensive creativity, possessing like the creativity of Sylvia Plath or Virginia Woolf, will experience total disillusionment in life, and therefore they are likely to commit suicide. Is it applicable also to Rajyalakshmi? Can Rajyalakshmi be compared with Sylvia Plath or Virginia Woolf? This is the angle of the feature on the new book published on the life of Rajyalakshmi. And therefore, the readers are engaged. As in a novel, as in a short story, there are main plots. There are subplots. There are incidents connected with the main plot. And the readers will continue reading. And therefore, the connection that was established with those two writers who committed suicide, Sylvia Plath and Virginia Woolf, will form subplots in the story. There are characters. All those who had come and commented on what exactly could be the reason for Rajyalakshmi to commit suicide. She was a person who experienced disillusion, as she had written in her parting note. She wrote, this is a concluding paragraph of this particular feature on Rajyalakshmi's biography. I stopped writing for 2 years, which means from 1963 to 1965. She did not write a novel. She did not write a short story. She did not also even publish a poem. And she continues, I cannot remain so. If I live, I will have to write. And therefore, I leave. This is the concluding paragraph of this feature, this narrative. And therefore, everything that the readers would like to know about, connected with this her mysterious death, is explained in the last paragraph. The climax is in the last paragraph. And this is what a narrative format entails. It arouses curiosity. And It takes the reader forward, and there is an emotive element from the beginning till the end. And this is the apt format when you have the possibility of crafting stories aiming fully at the heart of the readers. There was a plane crash in one of the airports in Kerala, Karipur Airport. The plane crashed with 191 passengers, and 20 of them were killed. Around 60 of them were badly injured. What about the craft of writing in a newspaper on this plane crash? Naturally, there will be the main news item crafted in inverted pyramid format with a teller headline, with the summary intro or lead, and the body carrying answers to the 5 W's and 1 H of the plane crash. There is another way of crafting the story on plane crash. The opening paragraph will carry the information in a nutshell about the number of people killed, the number of people injured. And second part of the story will carry a narrative, hourglass. How did this accident, this plane crash take place? You explain to the readers, narrate that crash just like a short story. The third format is a narrative format, which I can use very intelligently by interviewing the survivors, those who were able to remain safe, those who were able to escape from this plane crash partially affected or injured. Having held interview with some of the survivors, I can narrate to the readers what exactly went on when the plane crash took place in the aeroplane. How did it begin? The tension, the uncertainty, the trauma experienced by all the passengers, 191 passengers, when they realize that their life is at stake. There is no guarantee that their life would be safe. How did they respond? Few of them jumped out through the emergency exit. So you can have an interview with the survivors of this plane crash, and these survivors will share their experiences. And this experience cannot be crafted in inverted pyramid. It becomes a story that is being told very emotionally. And the readers will be fully engaged in reading the story from the beginning till the end. Even if they are very busy, they will squeeze in time to complete reading that story, because it is an emotive piece, because the story aims at the heart. This is the art of writing. So you have 4 options as a journalist to write whenever you want to report an event or an issue or a phenomenon. The normal option is to craft it in inverted pyramid format, which is an information-packed story, aiming only at the brain. The second option is to have a combination of the engagement of the brain and the heart. Information is given to cater to the requirements of the brain, and an emotional touch is given to whatever is being described in the second part in the narrative format. And the third option is to craft in the focus style when a very touching experience or incident or an episode or an individual case is brought before the readers, which will represent the common or the general phenomenon, going from the particular to the general. And the reader's attention is captured with an emotive intro in the beginning, aiming first at the heart, then catering to the brain. And the last option is to fully focus on the heart. It carries information, it carries facts, it carries statistics, but everything that is being described has an emotive touch. If we craft stories, information, if you convert information into entertainment in the right sense, in the positive sense, to make the readers get glued to the story that you have crafted, you have become very successful as a writer. Again, I tell you, writing is not an inborn talent. Writing is something that you can achieve through your personal effort. So come with me, read, become voracious readers, and become writers. And that is the purpose of this explanation, this episode. I'm giving you a few examples for you to personally go through on this art of writing, so that you will understand and you will be able to interiorize whatever insights that I have given on the art of writing as in narrative structure.